everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to Creative Grandma's Kitchen. I want to welcome you back into my home and into my kitchen, and today, boy, do I have a wonderful dessert for you. Have you ever eaten a meal and then you're sitting there wishing you had something really sweet and delicious as a dessert? Well, today I'm going to make a wonderful peanut butter pie. This recipe is so easy. It's going to be one of your favorite recipes from today on. Now, one thing about this recipe is when you go to eat this pie, you only need a small piece. It is so rich and creamy and sweet that it goes a really long way. So let's get started and I'll show you everything you need to make this pie. For this recipe, I am using a Keebler Ready Crust. It's a 9-inch graham cracker crumb crust. And what I do is I like to save time anywhere I can, and it's just so much easier to buy the pre-made graham cracker pie crust. I'm using 6 ounces of Philadelphia original cream cheese. You can use whichever brand you prefer, and it must be softened. Now, this particular Philadelphia cream cheese comes in an 8-ounce package, so you have to make sure that you're only using 6 ounces of that cream cheese. You're going to need 12 ounces of Cool Whip, and you need that to be thawed. Now, when I went to the store, they had an 8-ounce container and a 16-ounce container, so make sure you look at the ounces on that container so you make sure you have enough. You need 12 ounces. I have a 16-ounce container here, so I'm only going to use part of this container. 1 cup of peanut butter. Now, I'm using Jif creamy peanut butter, but you can use crunchy if you want more of a crunch to your pie. 1 cup of 10x powdered sugar, or what they call confectionery sugar. 3 tablespoons of milk. Now, the last ingredient I use is I like to drizzle the top of my peanut butter pie with hot fudge. I use maybe about a 1/2 cup or desired amount that you choose to use. Now, because I sent Creative Grandpa to the store, he wasn't paying attention and he did buy the sugar-free, which when you make a dessert like this, I never use sugar-free topping. So it's really up to you which one you want to use, but it's just an excellent way to add a little more flavor to that pie. To begin, I'm just going to add my cream cheese into my mixer bowl. And then I'm going to beat this on high speed until it gets nice and fluffy. Now, since that's blended and a little fluffy, I'm going to add my peanut butter. And I made a little bit of a mess there. And now I'm going to blend that together. And now I'm going to add my milk, and I blend every time I add in an ingredient. So let's blend that together. Make sure you get in there and get it away from the edges and back down to the center. Make sure it's all blended really well. Just going to turn it on for another couple seconds. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my powdered sugar. And I'm going to add about 1/2 of it. Blend that together and then add the other 1/2. So I have it all blended except for the Cool Whip. So now I'm going to add 12 ounces of Cool Whip. Cool Whip just makes everything better.
I used to eat that as ice cream. I'd put it in the freezer and then just eat the Cool Whip.
So I just added my 12 ounces of Cool Whip. Now we're just going to blend this together. Now I'm just going to lift this up. I'm just going to make sure all my sides are scraped, because sometimes it gets stuck on the bottom and sides, and you really want this well blended. And I'm going to blend it just a few more minutes, about another minute or two. Now I'm going to slowly lift this up, so I don't like a lot of mix on my beaters, so I try to get as much off. And then my mom bought me these really thin spatulas, so thank you, Mom. These are great for getting in that mixer and really getting that filling off that beater. So I'm just going to take this off my mixer. Thank you, Cody. Cody's helping me here. And then just use your spatula and get inside that bowl and just make sure that everything is really blended good.
You gonna eat that?
Hmm?
So you gonna eat that?
Eat what? No.
Can I have it?
Yes. Remember how when you were a kid you always fight with each other? I get the beaters. Okay, so now since our filling is mixed up, I have my pre-made pie crust, and I'm just going to dump that right in my pie crust. And sometimes I like to save just a little bit and put it in my cake decorating bag and just put a nice trim on my pie. So I sent Creative Grandpa to the grocery store, and I think he bought me too big of a pie crust. This had the 2 extra serving size, but I'm still going to use it. So instead of filling my pie clear to the top, I saved a little bit of the filling, and I'm going to put this in my cake bag. And what I want to do is do a little decorative trim, because if you're going to a party or you want to serve this at like a really festive event, it just puts an added decorative touch to the pie. But you don't have to do that. You can just put the whole filling right in the pie crust. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pie crust in the refrigerator and my leftover pie filling in the fridge for just a couple minutes while I prepare my hot fudge. So the next step is I put my ½ cup of hot fudge in the cup. Now you don't have to use all of this, and then you want to heat it in the microwave for maybe 15 to 20 seconds. You don't want it hot, you just want it warm enough that it's easier to spread across your pie. Now you can dump it like this, but I like to use a knife, and I like to just drizzle it across the top of the pie. And it doesn't matter if it's thick in some places and thin in the other. It's all up to you of how you want to put it on your pie. And it just gives just a little bit of extra flavor to your pie. Now I didn't use all of it. I'm going to just call that good. It looks pretty evenly spaced across my pie. And now I'm going to put the rest of my filling in a pastry bag or a cake frosting bag. And I'm just going to put a nice decorative trim around my pie. So Cody went to the store and he found me these disposable bags at my grocery store, and they actually have the tip right in them. I never used them before, so I hope I don't mess this up. So I'm going to go ahead and take out one of these disposable bags and see what tips are inside. So it looks like a star tip, so that's the one I'm going to use. So Cody, you want to get my bag ready for me? So just go ahead and fill that full of the rest of the cream filling.
If you put the piping bag in a tall glass and roll it down the side and fill it up, it just makes it so much easier. And then after you get it filled up, pull it out of the cup and shake it down. Perfect.
So thank you, Cody, for getting my filling ready in the bag. Now this is just a star tip, so I'm just going to go over here and I'm just going to pipe little stars around my pie. Now it's been a while since I used one of these disposable bags, so I just have to get my tension right. You're just going to squeeze on the bag and make your little puff stars around your pie. So hopefully I saved enough of our filling to do that. Now the other thing you can do to make your pie even more decorative is I like to take a chocolate bar and I just use a cheese grater and I just shred some chocolate on top of my pie. So I think I'm going to have just enough. That was a close call. Now my pie filling should have been just a little more set up. It's a little thin. I'm just going to make these just a touch bigger here. And that is our peanut butter pie. Again, add some crushed peanuts to the center, really make it spectacular. I can't wait to bite into this pie. This is just one of the most delicious desserts you're ever gonna have. Thank you everybody for stopping by Creative Grandma's Kitchen today. I hope you enjoy this recipe. If you're enjoying our recipes, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. See you next time in the kitchen.
All right, so here's the real question. Who gets the pie?